Hey everybody, today on Northern Revolutions, I'm going to show you some of my April record finds, as well as my first ever VCLT, which I'm excited about, so stay tuned. Hey vinyl community, welcome back to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Today I'm going to show you some of the records that I've picked up for the month of April. I normally hold off on doing this until the end of the month, but I've got some exciting new pickups to show you. But more importantly, I got some VCLT in the mail today. VCLT, for those of you that don't know, stands for Vinyl Community Love Train. It's a really neat idea, actually. It's where you take a record and send it to another member of the community, something that you think that they might appreciate. It's a fantastic idea, and the notion is that you spread the love, so to speak. So a couple months ago, when I was starting out on YouTube, and so was my good friend Chris at Stylus Meets Vinyl, he mentioned that he was looking for a particular record, which I happen to have a duplicate of. So I sent it to him. I'll link to his video down in the description, so you can check that out if you want. And Chris was kind enough to send me something this week. I unboxed it as soon as it arrived because I couldn't wait, but I did film it. So if you stick around to the end of this video, you'll see the unboxing. So before I get started on today's video, as usual, if you could please hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. The more likes my videos get, the more they get shown to more people on YouTube. So that's very helpful. Also, for those of you that have already subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I post a few times a week, various videos related to record collecting. And also don't forget that bell notification to let you know when I've uploaded something new. The other news for today is I now have an Instagram page for my Northern Revolutions channel. You can find me on Instagram at northern_revolutions. I post there almost daily, show you what I'm spinning, talk about upcoming videos and so on. So feel free to check me out on Instagram. So without further ado, I'm going to show you some of the records that I've picked up so far in the month of April. I've been a fan of this singer-songwriter for 20 years. And this is her latest album, which came out in 2019, but I was finally able to get a copy this week. And this is Davnet Doyle, Liquor Store Flowers. Now, if you look at the way her name is spelled, you'd think it should be Damnate, but it's a common mispronunciation. She jokes about it all the time. I guess it's an Irish name. It's pronounced Davnet. Davnet is a singer-songwriter based in Toronto. I've showed one of her other records before. She's part of a band called Heartbroken, who've released 2 albums, and I showed one of their records called Storm Clouds. An absolutely phenomenal, contemporary rock record. I love it. This is her most recent solo record. I saw her 20 years ago at the pub at the university that I went to school at. She played a show there. I've got a lot of her albums. This is the first one on vinyl. And I've never seen it in the wild, believe it or not. But I did manage to snag a copy off Discogs. And this is just a fantastic, it's a contemporary rock, a little bit of bluesy, sprinkled with a little bit of country for flavor, I guess is how I would describe it. Davnet Doyle, Liquor Store Flowers. Next on the list, Bryan Adams' new album, So Happy It Hurts. I love Bryan Adams. I've seen him in concert several times. I've got everything that he's done. This is his most recent album, came out last month. This is the limited edition neon pink version. what I want to say about Bryan Adams. The last half dozen albums have been, whatever, they're fine. This is actually a really good record. This almost feels like a sequel to Waking Up the Neighbors, which came out in, I think, 91. Very similar to that. It's a real return to form. I actually am quite excited about this record. It sounds very, very good. I pre-ordered this off his website because not only is it the neon pink limited edition version, it also comes with an autographed insert. So, Bryan Adams, So Happy It Hurts. If you like his older stuff, you'll like this. In case you're wondering, that's what the record looks like. For those of you that are returning viewers, you'll know that I'm a big Beatles fan. So I picked up this. John Lennon, live in New York City. It was just great digging and came across this. I mean, I've heard this album before. John's my favorite Beatle. And I love live records, so I picked this up. I don't know that it's a stellar live record, but it's a live John Lennon record nonetheless. Come Together is the only Beatles song here, which is actually good because I like his solo stuff too. Instant Karma, Imagine, Give Peace a Chance. So it's an enjoyable live record. I mean, I have it on CD, so it was just nice to find it in a bin for $5 or whatever it was. Next up is a country record. I don't know much about country. I don't have much country. I've got a few, maybe half a dozen country records. But this is one that came out in 2019, and I loved it, and I was just waiting to find it in the wild. And this is the Highwaymen. The Highwaymen, I guess you'd call them a supergroup, I guess. It's Brandi Carlile, Maren Morris, Natalie Hemby, and Amanda Shires. All have, successful solo careers, especially Brandi Carlile. How I came across the Highwaymen, I was on YouTube, and Howard Stern had them on his show, and they did a performance of Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. I guess they had done it for a soundtrack for a film, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So then I checked out the other live performance they did for Stern, which was Redesigning Women, which was the single off this record. And I liked it. Dug a little deeper, and I liked the entire album. It's a good country pop record. So the idea of the Highwaymen is it's the modern day female equivalent of the Highwaymen, which was the supergroup from back in the late 80s, I guess it was, which was Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and Chris Christopherson. They sort of pay homage to this in that the first song on this album is Highwaymen, which is a rewritten version of Highwaymen. Highwaymen, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I like this record. It's fun. There you go. Nothing deep about it. It's fun. So last month I mentioned I picked up a Kathleen Edwards record. She did a reissue, an anniversary reissue of her first album, Failure. So I picked up her current album, which is called Total Freedom. This came out last year, no, 2020. So Kathleen quit music, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, and opened a coffee shop outside Ottawa called Quitters, for whatever reason. And then a couple years ago decided to get back into music, and this is her, I'm going to call it her comeback album. And it is really enjoyable. For anyone that has heard Kathleen Edwards before, it's Natural Evolution, it sounds great. She's very much the modern female Joni Mitchell, or a modern female take on the Neil Young style of Canadian singer-songwriter. So she's wicked talented and wonderful musician. So glad to have her current record. The next one I picked up is Blur's Park Life. I think last month I picked up Blur's The Great Escape. That came about, I'm part of a record group on Facebook called the Ontario Record Collectors. And myself and another member on that group started to have a discussion about Blur a month or 2 months ago as he was playing some Blur. And I've always been firmly on the Oasis side of the Blur versus Oasis Britpop debate. But that said, I mean, this was an important album in my teenage years when it came out. I was an Oasis fan. My girlfriend was a Blur fan. But I heard this a lot through osmosis, and it sort of takes me back to my younger days. But it's an enjoyable record. I mean, there's some great songs in here: "Girls and Boys," "Park Life," "End of a Century." Just an enjoyable record. So I purposely went looking for this, and glad that I found a nice mint copy. So, Blur's "Park Life." I was in one of my local record stores a couple weeks ago, and I managed to grab No Doubt's "Return of Saturn." This came out in 2000. I think, for what it's worth, and that's probably not much, I think this was their last good record. This is the one that came after Tragic Kingdom. Ironically, I don't have Tragic Kingdom. I should get a copy of it. According to Discogs, this was only pressed in 2000. I don't know if that's true. A 20-year-old copy of this record, I don't know. I've never seen it before on vinyl, so I snatched it up. I mean, it's an enjoyable record. I like it. Ex-Girlfriend, Simple Kind of Life. I think those were the couple singles off of this record, but had never seen it before, so I jumped on it. And the last one I picked up is an EP. This is Queen and Adam Lambert. It's their Live Around the World EP. I guess this is taken from a larger 2-record full concert called Live Around the World. I picked this up because at one of my record shops, it was in the clearance bin for cheap. And it's only a 5-song EP, but I bought it because I love Queen. I didn't have anything that was Queen and Adam Lambert. And there are a lot of people that really want to crap on Adam Lambert and go, he's no Freddie Mercury, or who does he think he's trying to be, Freddie Mercury? No, he's trying to be Adam Lambert, doing his best take on those classic songs that are so iconic that they still deserve to be played live in front of thousands of people. So, is he Freddie Mercury? No. Is he probably the best person that could perform those songs in a way that would make Freddie Mercury proud? Yeah. And you know what? If it's good enough for Brian and Roger, it should be good enough for the rest of us. I think he does a damn good job. If I ever do find the full LP set of this concert, of course I'll pick it up. So, Queen and Adam Lambert. All right, folks, thanks for sticking around to the end. I'm going to open up Chris's package and see what's in it. So, here we go. I'm excited. This is my first VCLT, and as I said, I have no idea what this is. Chris did a fantastic job packing this. All right, so The Firm. Chris, thank you. He says a note in here. Hey, Rob, you told me you were looking for this record, and I saw it on my next dig. I hope you like it. You mentioned in your last video, vinyl pickups video, that you didn't have any other Seeger, so I had to fix that. Trivia for you, the song Night Moves was re-recorded in Toronto. It says flip to the other side of his note here. I hope you enjoy both of these albums, and congrats on the success of your channel. Keep up with the great videos. Your friend Chris. There is another record in here. Oh, this is awesome. Bob Seger Night Moves. So, this is fantastic. So, the firm, for those that don't know, and truthfully, until recently, I didn't know either. It's Jimmy Page and Paul Rogers. And this is an album that came out in '85. I've not heard it, but I like Jimmy Page and I like Paul Rogers. So, in theory, I should like this. So this is amazing. I'm so thrilled to have this. And Chris is right. I mentioned that I picked up a live Bob Seger record in the last few weeks. And I was almost too embarrassed to admit that that was my first Seger record. I know Seger's music. I just don't have any of it in my collection. So this is fantastic. This is Rock and Roll Never Forgets, Night Moves. There's some good stuff on here. I'm thrilled. These are perfect, Chris. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled. And congratulations on your channel too, Chris. You're making some great videos, and I kind of like that you and I sort of embarked on this YouTube journey together. So it's great. You and I will have to get together and do a live stream one of these days very soon. Well, everybody, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I picked up this month. I hope you enjoyed the VCLT from my good friend Chris. Please check out his channel, Stylus Meets Vinyl. So if you're part of the vinyl community, especially if you're new, like myself, I've only been on YouTube for 2.5 months. You know, participate, be active, and get to know some of these other great channels out there, and you know, maybe see if there's something you can send somebody's way, and I'm sure they'll return the favor. And that's what makes this experience rewarding, is sharing our love of music and you know, getting people something that they may not have seen before. So that's all I have for me today, everybody. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget, check me out on Instagram, Northern_Revolutions. That's all I have for me today, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.